Best known as Kevin from the Wonder Years, Fred Savage has been accused of aggressive and intimidating behavior on another show's set, especially with women, allegedly.
He yelled at me, told me not to touch him, and he hit my arm violently 3 times. I could not stop crying. I was in pain, I was humiliated, and I was scared.
YJ Wang worked as a costume designer on Fred Savage's now canceled Fox series, The Grinder. Well, at a press conference yesterday, she announced a lawsuit against the actor, alleging that he created a hostile work environment, even hitting her arm 3 times on the set. She also names 20th Century Fox in the suit, claiming they allowed his behavior to go on. In a statement, the company said this, though: they conducted a thorough investigation into these allegations and found no evidence of any wrongdoing on the part of Mr. Savage. Well, the actor himself went on to say these accusations are completely without merit and absolutely untrue. To discuss further, we have Mrs. Wang's attorney, Anahita Sedaghatfar. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Good to have you on.
It's Anahita, but that's okay. Thank you, Susan.
Good to see you. So what exactly is your client saying that Fred Savage did to her? Is it what we read, that he was aggressive with her on set?
Precisely. As we alleged in the lawsuit that we filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court yesterday, my client alleges that Mr. Savage targeted her. He targeted other females on the set of The Grinder and engaged in a pattern and practice of verbal abuse, of bullying, and ultimately gender harassment. And my client alleges that this happened almost on a continuous basis. He would routinely yell at her, curse at her, demean her, and his behavior was left unchecked by 20th Century Fox, and unfortunately it culminated in the assault and battery of my client.
I do want to read another statement from the actor. He said, "We have witnessed so much bravery from those speaking out recently, but I will just as boldly protect myself and my family from those seeking to tarnish my good name." What do you think of his statement and 20th Century Fox's investigation? And they say there was no wrongdoing.
I'll say this, certainly Mr. Savage has every right to state his position. Ultimately, it will be up to a jury of 12 individuals to determine whether or not they believe my client is more credible or Mr. Savage is more credible. And I can tell you, Susan, that my client is not the first woman that has spoken out about the abuse that they endured at the hands of Mr. Savage. He has a history of this. This has been corroborated by my office's investigation. And, you know, to the extent 20th Century Fox has put out a statement saying that they've conducted a thorough investigation, I can tell you that it is categorically false that any independent investigation has been conducted by 20th Century Fox. And in fact, to date, you know, they knew of my client's claims over 2 months ago when I sent them a letter, and they still have not conducted an independent investigation. Again, to the extent they want to contend there's no corroboration, I will state for the record that there absolutely is corroboration for my client's claims.
And as you said, we shall see when it goes before a jury. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.